Let's talk about some other of your fighters. And if he is still your fighter, I need to clarify that first. Amir Khan?
No, our contract was up with Amir before his last fight. We were asked to work on a Saudi event, which we declined.
Any regrets?
No, but I know Amir gets a lot of stick, and people saying that event was a joke and stuff like that. But he still went and done it. People always looking at these events in the Middle East. Yeah, we're going to do this. Amir actually went out and done it and got paid.
Paid well.
Yes, exactly. So you have to give him props. It's just at this stage in his career, what is Amir after? Does he just want the money? Does he want to try a few different little things? Or does he want a legacy fight for British boxing against Kell Brook? For me, it's the latter. But, I don't know if that's what he wants. If he can get a load of money to take an easy fight in Saudi, can't blame him, can you? He's boxed everybody else. But I want to say to him, come on, let's give the British public one more fight. A mega fight against Kell Brook. That's what my pitch is. If he gets the Pacquiao fight, you've got to let him take the Pacquiao fight, of course. But if he doesn't, I think he should fight Kell Brook.
What's plan B for Kell Brook if that doesn't happen, as it hasn't?
I mean, plan B for Kell, there's only one plan for Kell Brook, and that's a big fight. So whether that's Khan, whether that's Crawford, whether that's someone at 154 pound, there's no absolute, and Kell might not agree with this, there's no absolute guarantee that Kell Brook fights again. If I can't deliver him Khan, if I can't deliver him Crawford, if I can't deliver him one of those big names, he may not bother. He's got money. He's got his health. He's had a good career. Hasn't achieved what we hoped he'd achieve, or he'd hoped he'd achieve, but he was world champion. He's been in some big fights, beat Sean Porter in the States, boxed Gennady Golovkin up at middleweight at the O2. So, if you walk away, you walk away. But I want to see Kell Brook back in big fights, but he has made it clear that he only wants those big fights moving forward.
The big show at the weekend is obviously Sky Sports box office. You've said previously that July isn't the best month for pay-per-view. Have you changed your opinion on that, or does White and his star power outweigh it?
We always do a pay-per-view in July, like historically. Last July it was Parker against White. We've had pay-per-view events in July before. It's pretty obvious. It's a month where people go on holiday, but people are still at school. So July the 20th just falls into the last weekend before everyone buggers off for the summer. I think it's a brilliant card. I think it's probably one of the best cards we've put on from top to bottom on pay-per-view. I think it's two world-class heavyweights fighting for the mandatory position. And I think it's a guy that always gives you value for money in Dillian Whyte. When has he been involved in a bad fight, headlining a pay-per-view card? One fight which you could say that weren't great was the Hellenius fight. Every other fight is a great fight with Dillian Whyte. This is going to be a war. Two other brilliant heavyweight fights on the card. Great cruiserweight fight. Even a good little southern area fight to kick off. You're always going to get people criticising. Look at the other pay-per-views that people are putting on. Look at the undercards. They're absolute tosh. When you've got Pacquiao against Furman on at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning on a pay-per-view. You've got all these other events that are pay-per-view. The undercards are shit. So we, time and time again, deliver value for money. And for people who say, bollocks, tell me the last pay-per-view that we did that you feel didn't deliver you the value of £19.99 or £16.95 going back. I'll tell you one, Bellew Cleverly. And to be honest with you, with all the talent that was on that night, McDonnell in a world title, Quigg in a world title, Anthony Joshua fighting on the card, James DeGale, George Groves. Always try and give you value for money. So if you think that £19.95 is a lot of money to watch a brilliant night of boxing from 5 o'clock till midnight, when you'd spend that on one of your Domino's pizza, I disagree. But you have the right to disagree, because you are the fan. And you are the boss.
I do like a Domino's, to be fair.
Yeah, I know you do. Well, I didn't want to say.
Nor when you brought a pizza up, you know.
When I said pizza, you were like, I'll take the pizza.
Yeah,
but
if it's either or, I'd rather have both. But just last thing, I asked this to Adam Smith earlier, and he kind of didn't give a full answer. I wouldn't say I don't want to be unfair to Adam, but outside of Joshua and Dillian Whyte, which fighters or fights do you see in the UK that could be made into box office events?
Callum Smith against Billy Joe Saunders. Callum Smith against Chris Eubank Jr. Luke Campbell against Vasyl Lomachenko. Joshua.
What is happening there? Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, when's that being confirmed?
Yeah, a couple of special guests arrive on Saturday night for the show for a couple of special announcements, subject to tying up a few little bits and bobs. But I've worked very, very hard to bring that fight to the UK because, again, one of the criticisms at the moment is, all the big names are going over fighting in America. So I thought, okay, well, we'll bring pound for pound #1 to the UK. See if you're happy with that. You still get moaned at. And I also think that Luke Campbell has as good a chance as anybody in the division to beat Lomachenko. Lomachenko is a genius. He's pound for pound #1. Campbell's a massive underdog. But I do believe that his style, his experience of travelling the world with Lomachenko as an amateur, 2 Olympic gold medalists, Shane McGuigan in the corner, I really feel that in the UK, he has a chance to cause a massive upset. And I want to watch Lomachenko Campbell, and I want to watch it at the O2. So we've invested. It's been very difficult, and we are taking risks on the fight. But I feel like where we're at with British boxing at the moment, with the criticism of fighters going to America, I thought, no, fuck it. Let's do it here. So nearly there. Hopefully on Saturday you get the announcement.
That leads to another question. You've said how important the undercards are for pay-per-view events. This is in, 5 weeks' time, as we've been led to believe, 6 weeks' time. Is what, the 31st, is it?
Yeah.
And you've had to invest quite heavily to bring Lomachenko over, so less money in the pot. What sort of thing are we going to see on the undercard?
The pot is the money in the pot. I don't skimp on undercards, unless it's like, I don't know, like Joshua Ruiz. If we do that in the UK, you still see a great card. You may not see a card of this strength. But Campbell Lomachenko requires a big card, and that's already budgeted in. That's another reason why it's a big risk, because I've got to spend a lot of money. So I know exactly what's needed every time we stage an event. That fight, you've got, for different reasons, for me, you've got all the hardcores going, Eddie, well done. And all the casuals going, wait a minute, who's this guy, Lomachenko? So that's why we got to add.
A bit like Bellew Usyk in a way.
Yeah, but Bellew probably had a little bit more profile than Campbell did. But Lomachenko is probably a bigger worldwide name. Yeah, he is, than Usyk, or was at the time. So they're similar in ways, and then we would have done Golovkin-Brook, we'd done Usyk Bellew, we'd have done Lomachenko Campbell. So it's important for me, and I felt that it was important to get this done. And it hasn't been easy, but I think it's a big statement to bring this fight to the UK.
What kind of level of fights then can we expect on the undercard?
Not too dissimilar to what you're seeing on Saturday night, to be honest with you. I mean, Joshua Buatsi will be due a decent sized fight on that card. Charlie Edwards will probably defend his world title. Joe Caldina will defend his British title. I'd like to do Liam Smith against Sergio Garcia for the WBC silver and European title, and I want a big heavyweight fight as well. So I've basically just given the undercard away. So, but
thanks, Eddie.
When you say, it's 6 weeks away, like we've been working on this for a month. So most of the fights are set for that card. If we get this done and we announce on Saturday, then we will have a press conference next Monday, and we will hopefully announce 70 or 8% of the card.
If I'm busy on Monday, could you make it Tuesday?
No. I think you'll make the presser for Lomachenko.
Just about, yeah. All right, well, we really appreciate your time. Best of luck Saturday night and obviously going into August.
Cheers, mate.